Hello, everyone. My name is Corey Rafferty. I'm a welding instructor at Drake State Community and Technical College. I have an associate's in advanced manufacturing welding, working on my bachelor's here at Athens State University. I've taught at Drake previously when I was a student. I was a welding tutor, and my last semester here, I was a adjunct instructor. So I kind of have some background in the teaching, and then an opportunity came, so I decided to jump all over that and try it out again. I really did enjoy the teaching and making a difference in someone else's life. So I never really thought about my teaching philosophy until I had this class. In my profession, we don't really utilize the classroom that much. Welding is more of a hands-on process, so it's more of an active learning style. The students get to go out in the shop, cut metal, grind it, prep it, tack it up in the correct position to sometimes thousandths of an inch. They learn different welding processes, etc. So the student isn't just sitting in the classroom bored, having to listen to me talk and playing on their phone, not paying attention to me, not really learning what they need to know for this skilled trade, not grasping it. Being able to show off their skills might potentially help our students, land that big job that they've really been working hard towards, or land that promotion that they've been wanting at work. Another big thing that helps our students is critical thinking. In the welding field, you have to be a critical thinker in majority of the time. This is a major thing in our field because they're going to be faced with multiple problems sometimes that they have to overcome. And sometimes your boss or your supervisor may not be within earshot, and you have to make an executive decision, and it needs to be right, because if not, then they have to go back and clean up your mess. So um, I have guys saying to me all the time that they hate math and that they're never going to need it, never going to use it in this field. And I understand, because I thought that when I was going through the associate's degree program, until I actually got in the field. And when I got in the field, I was using a tape measure and math all the time. I was having to half fractions, change fractions to decimals, whatever it may be. So it was a very big thing. And for them to tell me that they don't need it, I take them in the classroom and say otherwise. And we actually go over some of the fractions, halving fractions and whatnot. And so I set my students down in the classroom and went over the tape measure. Kind of gauge where they might be at and what I kind of need to go over with them. And I was actually surprised at how much they really knew about the tape measure. One, they're out there using it every day in the welding shop, so there should be no issue with that. They also should be able to translate that to their math class, because I went through their math class when I was going here again, so I know what they are learning. Sometimes, I mean, they have to lay out parts to spec, and sometimes within thousandths and even hundreds of thousandths to an inch. And if that part isn't correct out in the field, then they're going to have to cut it or scrap it and do it all over again, and that's costing the company money. So these guys really need to know that, and critical thinking is a very big thing in this field. So I've noticed they've come up to me, and they'll say, "Oh, this isn't what my math is," and it's worded differently or whatever it may be. But then I've gone to their math teachers and asked them to see some of their problems, and me and the math teacher have actually come to a, I guess, agreement, for lack of a better term, on trying to use some of the math that they'll use here and put it into their curriculum, and it's helped out our guys big time. So my research would be on why people don't want to be in the trade anymore. They're dying breed, really, in my opinion, my professional opinion. It's predicted that in the next 4 years there will be a need for 400,000 welders, because everyone is becoming at that retirement age and they're retiring. They put in their time and they want to relax. I see that. But what I've noticed is that and what I've noticed and what I've found out is that people think that you have to work 80 plus hours a week or you have to travel to be a welder, and that's just not the case. Especially here in Huntsville, there are so many welding opportunities on the arsenal, construction. Yes, you can travel if you want to, but you don't have to. So I just really want the upcoming generations to know that yeah, you can travel, but you don't have to travel if you don't want to. And there's still good money to be made on a 40-hour week here in Huntsville. And even if you need to travel, 45 minutes out of where you live, there's jobs around here where you don't have to travel and you don't have to work 80 plus hours a week. Even for the older generations who may want to make a little bit of change before they retire. So, one of my favorite things about teaching would have to be the impact I've made on my students' lives. And the short amount of time that I've been here as a full time faculty instructor, I've noticed a change in my students' attitudes and the way they carry themselves, really. I've had students and even faculty come up to me and tell me I'm doing a great job. Thank you for your effort and your enthusiasm when you come into class. I really look forward to coming to your class. I enjoy it. You grab our attention so well. Um, and it keeps them motivated and really interested in coming to school and coming to class and finishing their degree. And to me, that's a very big thing because when I was a student, it wasn't really that way. But I had a goal I had set, so I wanted to achieve that goal, and I was coming here no matter what, no matter how I felt. But that's not the case for everyone. So some of the students would even go into detail on, some of the hardships, some of the troubles they may be going through in their lives, and how I help them, face those issues and get motivated again to continue their education and achieve that degree, achieve that goal that they had set, but got off track for or off track from. Um, so when I hear their stories and how I made an impact on them, that really motivates me and keeps me going really to continue to help the next generations that are coming up and to do a great job and make a change for them. That's all. Thank you.